Good morning, Paso Robles. I'm here in the beautiful downtown park, the center of Paso Robles on 12th and Spring Street, and such a beautiful day. I've got a pair of mockingbirds over my shoulder and a giant oak tree, and it's just lovely here at Paso Robles. So we have a very, very lovely show today. We've got a performance from Second Baptist Church in honor of Pastor Jordan, which is fantastic, put on by Lovella Walker and others. Excited about that. Happy anniversary, Pastor and Mrs. Jordan. Jay Packer's going to talk with us about a book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain that's really great for COVID. Turns out that you can do art with just a little bit of practice. I tried it, and even a guy like me can learn how to do art if he practices. And we're going to check in with Tommaso in Lombardy, Italy. You know that Lombardy was hit pretty hard by COVID, and Tommaso is going to tell us about his hometown in Lombardy. So Mrs. Clark and her husband Evan are fantastic people. I really loved getting to work with them. Mr. Clark teaches math at Paso Robles High School, and Mrs. Clark teaches floral and other ag-related subjects, and she's just a very lovely person, and you get to see what she's up to. I don't know if you could see the choir director. That's Mr. Dan Burrell, Reverend Burrell. I worked with him for many years at Paso Robles High School, and he's just a pillar of the community, fantastic person, great bass voice, wonderful person. Congratulations again to Second Baptist, and thank you so much for that beautiful couple of songs. Thank you. So Tommaso was a foreign exchange student at Paso Robles High School, and now he's back in northern Italy. It's one of the epicenters of the COVID outbreak, and I asked him to take some shots of his area, and he couldn't even leave his house. They're very strict about the lockdown there. So he's got a video that he sent us from inside his house. Tommaso.
Hi everyone, I'm Tommaso, and I was an exchange student in Paso Robles High School from the 15th of August to the 4th of April. Why I say was? Well, because now I'm back in Italy because of COVID-19. And that's not a great thing actually. I miss a lot my host family, my friends, my teachers. And I have to say that Paso was awesome. It was the best experience of my life. These 7 months have been amazing. My host family were the Warrens. Maybe you know my host brother is a senior, his name is Zen Warren, and he was the goalie of the water polo team. In these 7 months, I joined the water polo team with my brother, since I also play water polo here in Italy, and I have to say it was one of the best things I ever did. I met so many people that were so friendly with me, so kind, so supportive, and I'm so glad I could call them my bros. Now in Italy the situation here is getting a little bit better, but still the deaths are high. But I'm pretty sure that if Italy, with all the numbers that we had of the infected and the deaths, I'm pretty sure that Paso and the US in general will get through it. And to thank you, all my teachers, all my friends, and my family, my host family, for this amazing 7 months. Without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. I love you and I miss you. Peace out.
Thank you, Tommaso. And thank you so much, Mrs. Clark. Mrs. Clark and her students are putting on quite a show. Mrs. Clark and her students have distributed flowers for the Floral Club, and we'll check in and see about that.
Hi, my name is Teresa Clark and I'm the floral design instructor at Paso Robles High School, where students can take an entry-level course all the way up to an advanced floral field experience class, where we do event designing, and we also have a monthly floral club where anybody in the community can be a member of that, and we study everything about floral design. Currently, we are working on a project where we're reaching out to our community members who are homebound or in senior citizens, and also our staff at Twin Cities, and we're sending flowers and kind cards with messages of joy and love. And I really do think that the flowers and the cards bring that message and are really helping spread kindness and smiles and joy throughout our community during this time. And I'm very proud of all of my students and the hard work that they are doing, helping spread that message. Thank you.
So I had the honor of working with Mr. Jay Packer for many years at Paso Robles High School. He's a wonderful person. He's an artist. He's a kind, loving man. He's a leader of his church. Very well respected among his peers. Served with honor on the school board. So, Mr. Packer.
My name is Jay Packer, and my wife and I and our family moved to Paso Robles in 1974. And I taught art and drafting for 30 years at Paso Robles High School, and retired in 2004. And 2 years later, I was elected to the school board in Paso Robles, the Paso Robles Joint Unified School District School Board, and then was re-elected 4 years later. Betty Edwards' Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain came out in the early 80s, I believe, and she indicates in there that if a person knows how to tie their shoes and write their name legibly, they can learn to draw very well. And here are some before and after pictures. Right here is a person that drew a picture on September 8th, and on December 9th, 3 months later and 1 day, they were drawing at this level. So you can see quite a difference in that particular item. The key of that is 3 months. Most of you know Vincent van Gogh, and if I had his before and after picture, you would see dramatic changes also. However, it took him about 2 years to make that transition. Clarissa Wilson is a better chip-off. She's a better looking chip off the block than her father. And she took art in the high school for several years. I taught her the right brain techniques that Betty Edwards talks about in her book. And then she went on to receive a degree from Cal State University Fullerton, also where I went. I would say the biggest thing in learning about drawing on the right side of the brain is to learn to draw from lines, curves, and angles. Most people draw from a symbol system. We have a symbol for the stars, for the sun, for a flower, those types of things. And I recall that one of the first school years that I started teaching drawing on the right side of the brain, I was talking to my wife, and she said, you know, Jay, when I was in the 7th grade, I had an art teacher that walked by my drawing and said, maybe you should get into another class because you don't know how to draw very well. Now, that's not very motivating for a student to hear those types of words. So I said, I know that you can write your name legibly, and I know that you can tie your shoes. And so I went and got a picture, and I gave her one of the first techniques of drawing on the right side of the brain. I said, I'll be back in 20 minutes, and we'll see how things look. I came back in 20 minutes, and she was crying. And I thought, oh, I wonder what happened. And she looked up at me, and she said, this is the first time that I've been able to draw a picture that looks like the picture I'm drawing. So there's about 8 to 9 techniques that are taught in this book, and I would highly recommend anyone to become involved with it. I think COVID-19 is an excellent time to develop talents, hidden talents that you may not know you have, and to involve yourself with those talents that you may not even know you have as an individual. And I know that the COVID-19 is something that has been very challenging, and I think that if we take those challenges and those moments and turn them into rewarding experiences, we'll be able to cross bridges that we never knew we could cross. We have more time to spend with our family, and even when this is behind us, we can continue to develop those techniques. I just to go a little bit further on that, sometimes we let challenges get the best of us. And someone once said that when we allow our past to sit in judgment of our present, then we lose sight of our future. And what that means is if you're driving in your car and you spend all of your time looking out the rear view mirror, which is important to have a rear view mirror, it's important to look at the past from time to time. But if we find ourselves continually looking out that rear view mirror and not out the big expanse of our windshield, then we're going to limit ourselves and our talents and our abilities. Yeah, right now she just is putting this together. It's a monochromatic picture that she's giving to her students online, and they are beginning to do these types of pictures as well. Here's another example of one of the examples of a still life picture that she's putting together. And this is some of the things that they can learn at home while they're at home and still have that experience of what they would be learning in school. Here's the beginning of a picture of a monochromatic picture of one of her children. And so there are a lot of things that she teaches that are exciting and interesting and ones that the students really have a great time with. And to look at the end of the year, the normal end of the year, we have a back to school night, and to see those pictures that she puts up and Mr. Wilson puts up of the before and after pictures, and then all of the other pictures that they have are really dynamic. And on top of that, in Paso Robles, the Art in the Park, they have a designated spot towards the in the facility there of a room that shows all of the work that the students are doing throughout the year. Some of them are put up for sale, and some of them are just for showing.
Wonderful. Have you done any art recently yourself? Mr. Packer?
But the art that I have been doing recently has been more, I would say, architectural type drawings and draftings of different things that we are constructing and building around our home. Once that is completed, I'm looking forward to beginning a series of drawings and paintings of different settings in downtown Paso Robles. To the class of 2020, I know this is going to be one of those events that you're going to be probably one of the few that can say this, that had this type of graduation. I know right now we're in the process of making possibly a parade of seniors graduating down Spring Street and having some type of recognition. I know there's some type of communities that have put up pictures of seniors on their lamppost, which is an honoring recognition of the 12 years that you've put in. A lot of people say that California is a copper state, and I would hope that you students would stay and get your education, come back to California, and make it golden once again.
Thank you, Mr. Packer. Fantastic. What good use of time during the lockdown. Thank you. So we're calling episode 5, Goodness and Mercy. If you have any ideas for stories about goodness or mercy or beauty or goodness or truth or anything related to that, anything inspirational, drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you. So I'd like to hear more from my former students. So if you went to Paso Robles High School and are off doing amazing things, or even average things, or even below average things, you could reach out to me, and I would love to feature you on this show. I'd like to see what you're up to. Thank you. So you might know Mr. Steve Graves, the carpenter who is down at Farmers Market. Well, as you know, Farmers Market's closed down, and Steve is looking for work for projects. He's done all kinds of things. He put a door at our house in a former kind of rec room, made that into a bedroom, and he can do fine woodworking. He's just very talented. If you need any woodworking, please reach out to me and I'll reach out to him. Thank you.